Well, I had an epiphany before I was called. I like to think it might have been an awake dream, like you're awake, but you're seeing something that's not real. So I was driving on 90, going west, and all of a sudden there was a big burst. Honestly, the cloud. It was a huge noise I could hear. And my radio, everything had gone silent after this big burst or whatever it was, a big bang, like a trumpet. And I'm driving, and as I'm driving, I see all the cars just slowly roll and coast to a complete stop. Like, and they didn't go crazy. They didn't, no accidents. It was like this big bang, and then all the cars. Now we're talking 90, so 4 lanes one way, 4 lanes the other way. All the cars came to coast to a peaceful stop. I kept on going. And as I was driving, I was like dodging cars and going through, and I'm seeing empty cars. I'm seeing this is as real as I'm telling it to you. And I'm seeing empty cars, and I'm driving, and I'm driving slowly, but I just can't believe what's going on. It's so peaceful. There's nothing, there's silence except me. And I'm driving. I got left behind. I got left behind. I mean, this was a vision of the rapture to me, and everybody's gone, but I keep on driving, and I'm just watching them, tears just coming down my face, and go, what happened? Love you, Lord. That was a wake-up call. And you know the story. A couple years later, my sister passed, and that was my true calling. But seeing that vision, guys, and just seeing this really could be how the rapture could come. And you don't think there's not going to be chaos? It's not going to be, cars aren't going to be crashing into each other. Like, it's going to come, and God's just going to take care of everyone, and just close to a peaceful stop. And they're there. Now we really see the real rapture, what's really going to happen in Revelation. Revelation 19:6, it says this. Then I heard what sounded like a great multitude, like the roaring of... Now, I had a dream of heaven, and I was really asleep in this dream. And I remember vividly, I'd passed. And I don't know how I passed, but I passed. And I was immediately in a garden, like as soon as I passed, I could see this garden and a stream through it, and just beautiful. You see these beautiful pictures of nature and flowers and everything. It was just so beautiful. And there's this whole stream all the way through the whole garden. And I was greeted by Jesus. And he looked like the Jesus in all of our pictures here. And one by one, he's walked me by all my family members that had passed. I mean, guys, this was like so clear. And each family member was like, they wanted to stop and talk to you and all this stuff. But they knew I was with Jesus. So it was like a quick, hey, I'll talk to you later. You're with Jesus. And so Jesus was walking me down this little brook, the grass. And one by one, I'm getting all my family. And then we were walking to my funeral. And I was there like a spectator in the back of my funeral with Christ. I just see this whole heavenly, beautiful picture of the afterlife. There was no pain. There was no sin. There was no hurt. It was just peace and love and beauty. And that was, to me, was heaven. It is heaven. And when we pass, I truly believe that we're going to be greeted by Jesus. And we're going to be immediately in that beautiful garden and with our family. And just, we're going to have the chance just to worship and love. Can I get it? Amen. That was the calling, leads to the falling. Now, if we look at verse 3 again, we ought to always give thanks to God because our faith is growing. Paul's thanking God, not the Thessalonians, because he understands the eschatological warning that in these last days, many will fall. And believe me, I went from that first vision of seeing the rapture and not being a part of it to that vision of that beautiful dream of heaven. I was able to be there with God. But we're all going to fall. Now I'm running out of time, but I just wanted to tell you this one story that means so much to me. So I had a real good customer in Homestead, Florida, and it was a pastor, husband and wife, team pastors, Pastor Alan Miller and Gloria Miller. And they were customers for a long time, and I would go there. This was way before I was called, and we would pray, and he was praying with me, and actually like walking me up, as I look back on it now, part of my walk. Now, Pastor Miller Alan had passed away. It was a 2-year journey of cancer. He passed away. And I had been here in Chicago. When I went back down to see her after he passed, I came to her house, and her name's Gloria, and I tell you, she had this glory just coming out of her face, like this beautiful light, like just so powerful. Even though her husband just passed, Pastor Miller, she's Pastor Miller, and she goes, "You're not going to believe what I just saw. It's this wonderful vision that she saw," and I truly believe that this is what the rapture is going to look like. What she saw. Now, her and I are standing at the threshold of her doorway. And up here it goes up to, the stairs go up to the second floor, and so the house is like this whole big threshold, and we're looking out the doorway, and she's standing here and I'm standing here, and we're looking out this doorway, and all we can see is just pastures and just flat land, and it was farmland down there in Homestead. We just see just land just for miles, and she's looking, she's going, out of nowhere I saw these clouds, and like the clouds came down, and like I could see this beautiful sky in front of me. And she said that she saw Alan, Pastor Miller, in his 30s, mind you, in his 30s, and he passed in his 80s, in his 30s, running like past the door, and like with him, it was almost like they were in a cloud. And this is her vision. And she could see like thousands of other people running, but she could see Alan, and he's going, "Gloria, come on, Gloria, let's go." And she... It was as real as that could ever be when she explained this. And to her, you could just see her just tearing up in the joy that she could see that here's the rapture, and here's her husband, and they're running through, and you can see this whole vision of it. I don't know if I'm painting it beautifully enough, but it was so beautiful. It was like the most beautiful blue sky, but clouds, and just everybody just running through, and they're going to heaven, and they're getting raptured. And here's her husband in his 30s going, everybody's in their 30s, and he's going, "Come on." Isn't that cool? We're all in our 30s.